Hi my dear children, welcome to today's class. Okay, today we are going to the second volume of our English textbook. All of you remember that? Then unit 4. We are starting unit 4. Unit 4, the Happy Prince. The Happy Prince. The Happy Prince. Have you heard this story, Happy Prince? You might have heard this story and enjoyed it. Okay, I think so. Then, before going to the chapter, we can have a small story here. This is our Midun story. Then, in this story, this unit conveys us the importance of helping others. Do you help others? Yeah, very good. If you help others, you will get a happiness and satisfaction. You get a happiness and satisfaction to you. Okay, when you are helping others, we became very happy and we get a satisfaction by helping others. This unit also conveys that idea. Okay. Then take the page number 111. Okay. Then the Happy Prince, helping hands. Helping hands. We should help others. Here we are going to a small story before entering to our main story. We are going to an additional story, that is helping hands. It was Friday. All of you take your textbook and listen to the textbook very carefully. I am going to read. It was Friday night. It was Friday night. Mithun was relaxing in a chair. He was watching his favorite TV show. His mother was in the kitchen, cleaning dishes, pots, pans. Feeling tired, she decided to take rest for some time. Mithun noticed his mother going to bed early. He asked, "Are you alright, Mom?" "I'm okay, but I need to take rest for a while," she replied. Then, in the opening of this story, we can see which day was it? It was Friday. Friday night. It was Friday night. Mithun, our character is Mithun. Mithun was relaxing in a chair. He was relaxing in a, taking rest in a chair. He was taking rest in a chair. He was watching his favorite TV show. Then, what was he doing? Mithun was watching his favorite TV show. Okay. His mother was in the kitchen. Where was his mother? His mother was in the kitchen. Okay. Cleaning dishes, pots and pans. As usual, your parents are doing, your mother is, what are they doing in the kitchen at night? They will clean the kitchen. Then, like that, here Mithun's mother also was cleaning the kitchen, cleaning dishes, pots and pans. Feeling tired after doing a lot of work, for a while, she became very tired. Feeling tired, she decided to take rest for some time. When she felt tired, she felt tired, then what did she do? She decided to take rest for some time. For a while means for a little time. For a little time, she decided to take rest. Okay. Mithun noticed his mother going to bed early. Then he could see. Notice means he watched or he could see his mother was going to bed early. His mother was going to bed early. He asked, "Are you all right, Mom?" Then he doubted something. He doubted some bad thing here, and he asked, "Are you all right, Mom?" "Okay, I'm okay," she replied. "I'm okay, but I need to take rest for a while." "I'm okay, son. I'm all right, son, but I need to take some rest." We need to take some rest, she said. For a while means for a little time. She replied. Midun felt a bit sorry. He felt very sorry to his mother. Why? Because she was doing all the household activities, but he was watching his favorite TV show. Then he was not helping his mother. So he felt a prick of consciousness to, and he felt sorry to his mother. I should have helped mother. He thought, I should have helped my mother. He thought. He felt very guilty. He felt very guilty, prick of consciousness. He felt very guilty. He got up and went to the kitchen. He felt that he had done something wrong. He felt that he had done something wrong. That is meant by he felt guilty. He felt that he had done something wrong to his mother. He would have helped his mother. He felt so. He would have helped his mother. He got up and went to the kitchen. So he got up from his sofa and went to the kitchen. He cleaned every pan and pot. Then reached in the kitchen. He began to clean. Midun began to clean every pot and pan. He washed all the dishes and scrubbed every little spot. Then he very well washed all the pans and pots. The kitchen looked very clean and seemed to sparkle. Then after finishing all his cleaning, the kitchen looked very clean and shining. Midun was really happy since he had made a difference. Then Midun felt very happy because he had helped his mother. So he felt very happy and he could make some difference. Since means because he had made a difference. He had made something different thing. That means he had helped his mother. Then his mother felt proud of her boy. Okay. After a while means after a little time, when Midun's mother woke up and went to the kitchen after taking rest, Midun's mother woke up and went to the kitchen to finish the rest of her work. She was really surprised. Then when she reached the kitchen, saw the kitchen, she was really surprised. She was wondered why. Yeah, very good, because Midun cleaned every spot in that kitchen. She was really surprised. She could not believe her eyes. It was unbelievable for her. Why? Because her son, he didn't do any work up to that time, but to that day he cleaned every pot and pans in the kitchen, and kitchen made very sparkle. Okay, and made the kitchen very sparkle. She could not believe her eyes. The kitchen was so clean. The kitchen became very clean. She was very happy that her son had helped her. For helping her, she was very proud of her boy, and she was very happy that her son helped her. Like that, if you help your mother or father or in the members of your family, they will be proud of you and they will be very happy about you. They will be very proud of you. Okay. She went to Midun's bed and hugged him. And by seeing the kitchen, she went to Midun's bed and hugged him. Hugged him means hold her hands together as if to praise him, embraced him. Hugged him means embraced him or hold her hands together. Hugged him. Thank you, my dear, for carrying me so much. Thank you, my dear boy. You are carrying me so much. I am so much careful. You are very careful to me. You are carrying me so much. I am very thankful to you. You are very careful. So I am very thankful to you. You are really a nice child. You are a good child. Midun understood then that helping others make them happy and it makes one happy too. Then Midun understood the fact that if he helped others, he became help. Not only he, others also became very happy. Then not only the helper, those who get the help also will be very happy. He understood that fact. Midun understood then that helping others make them happy and it makes one happy too. it also, if you help others, you are also happy and others also will be happy. Okay. Then this is a small story, but it has a very noble idea of helping others. Okay. Okay, my dear children, you should help others as you can. Okay. Then there are some questions. How did Midun help his mother? You know, then how did he help his mother? He cleaned every pot and span in the kitchen, and the kitchen made the kitchen very clean and sparkle. Okay. If you are in Midun's place, what would you do? If you are, suppose you are in Midun's place, what would you do? Would you help your mother? Very good. You help your mother? Yeah, very good. Do you think Midun is a nice child? Do you think Midun is a nice child? Yeah, Midun is a nice child indeed. Do you help your parents in household work? Do you have the habit of helping your parents in household work? Some of you, most of you have the habit of, I know that most of you have the habit of helping your parents in household duties or household work. Very good. Then it is a good quality. If you help others, it will help you to increase your potential, your then confidence, increase your confidence or motivate you. Okay. Then you should help your parents in doing household activities or household work. Okay. Then we can go to the story, The Happy Prince. I think all of you have read it and all of you enjoyed that story, all of you know this story. Then it is a very interesting story of a happy prince and who helped others, who helped a little bird, and what happened to him. We can see it. I am going to the story, The Happy Prince. Okay. This is an adapted story. This is written by Oscar Wilde. This is written by Oscar Wilde, The Happy Prince. Take page number 112. Okay. There was a prince in a faraway land who was always happy. When he died, the courtiers of the palace made the statue of the happy prince and put it up high in the town. Then, introduction of the story. There was a prince in a faraway land. In a faraway land, there was a prince who was always happy. This prince was always happy. When he died, after his death, the courtiers of the palace, the servants, attendants of the palace, the people in the palace, made the statue of the happy prince. Then made a statue of the happy prince and put it up high in the town, and made a statue of this happy prince, and it was put it up on the up high in the town. It was this statue of the happy prince was put it high up in the town. Okay, now read on. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the happy prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. In the first paragraph, we can see where is this statue is situated. Okay. High above the city, on a tall column. We can see a tall column in the picture. We can see a tall column stood the statue of the happy prince. In this tall column stood the statue of the happy prince. In this column stood the statue of the happy prince. Where was it situated? Yeah, in the tall column on a tall column stood the statue of the happy prince. Okay. This column is made of stone, a vertical shaped stage. This is made of stone. Okay. He was gilded. Gilded means bright. He was bright all over with thin leaves of fine gold. This happy prince body was gilded bright with thin leaves of fine gold, golden leaves made of gold. His body was decorated or bright with the thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, in the place of eyes, he had two bright sapphires. What do you mean by sapphires? Precious blue stone. Precious blue stone. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires. In the place of eyes, he had two bright sapphires, blue stone, and a large red ruby. And a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Hilt means handle. Sword hilt means handle of the sword. Handle of the sword. In the handle of the sword, we can see a dark red ruby. The handle of the sword of this happy prince, there was a ruby. There was fixed a ruby, and in the place of eyes, he had two sapphires, bright sapphires. Okay, understood? In the place of eyes, he had two bright sapphires and a ruby, and a red ruby on the sword hilt. Red ruby shined on the or shone on the sword hilt. Okay. He was very much admired indeed. He was very much admired indeed means he was very much praisable. He was very much admired. He was very much praisable indeed. Sure. Indeed means sure. Be like the happy prince. Everybody praised this happy prince. Everybody praised or admired this happy prince. Be like the happy prince. All of them say, be like, you should be like this happy prince. He never cries for anything. Such said a mother to her little boy who was crying for the moon. A mother said to his little boy who was crying for the moon. She said to that mother, or she consoled her child. She said to her child or consoled her child, be like the happy prince. Look at the happy prince. He never cries for anything. Can't you see happy prince? He never cries for anything. So be like happy prince. She said. Who said? A mother said to a child. This child was crying for the moon, and this mother consoled her child by saying that, look at the happy prince. He is very happy. He is always happy. He never cries for anything. So be like that happy prince. Who said? A mother said to her child who was crying for the moon. Okay. He was very much admired indeed. Be like the happy prince. He never cries for anything, said a mother to her little boy who was crying for the moon. Got the point? Okay. Shall I go to the next paragraph? Okay. I am glad there is someone in the world who is quite happy, muttered a disappointed man. Another man, a disappointed man, a sad man. He said, muttered means whispered, said in a low voice. Muttered means whispered or said in a low voice. Muttered or whispered or said in a low voice. What did he say? What did this disappointed man say? Disappointed means sad man said. What did he say? I am glad there is someone in the world who is quite happy. I can see a man who is quite happy. I am very glad that I am very happy that I could see a man who is very happy. I am very glad. Glad means happy. I am very glad means I am very happy that I could see a man who is quite happy. Who said? Very good. A disappointed man said. A disappointed man said that I am very glad now that I could see a man who is always happy, who is very happy. So I am very happy, this man said. Then the little swallow. Then the story is proceeding. Then we can see next character, the little swallow. The little swallow. Swallow means, you know, swallow, small bird. Okay. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt to save themselves from the approaching winter. Say, one night there flew over the city. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. There was a swallow flying over the city. One night there was a little swallow flying over the city. His friends had gone away to Egypt. Where were they gone? Yeah, very good. They were gone away to Egypt. This swallow's friends had gone away to Egypt to save. Why did they go to Egypt? Yeah, we can see. Why did they go to Egypt? To save themselves from the approaching winter. Winter is coming near. Approaching means coming near. Approaching means coming near. Then these friends had gone to Egypt. Why? Because the winter is coming near or approaching. To save themselves from the winter, severe winter that is approaching, they went to Egypt. They flew to Egypt. Had gone away to Egypt to save themselves from the approaching winter. Where shall I stay? He asked himself. This swallow is alone here. Then he asked himself, where shall I stay? He asked himself. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. Then he was searching for a place to stay. This swallow was searching for a place to stay. He could see this happy prince statue of this happy prince on the column. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. I will stay there. Then he said to himself, I will stay there. He cried. He was very happy by seeing this column of the happy prince. Oh, she said, it said, the happy prince said, swallow said, I will stay here. He cried. He cried means he shouted. He alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. Then he came down just between the feet of the happy prince. The feet of the happy prince. In the picture we can see where was the swallow sitting. Just between the feet of the happy prince. I have a golden bedroom. Then she was very happy. He was very happy by seeing this golden cover on the happy prince. Then she said, I have a golden bedroom. Oh, what a nice bedroom. What a nice it is. It is made of gold. I have a golden bedroom, he said. When he put his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. Then he was going to sleep. Then he put his beak under his wings or put his head under his wing, a large drop of water. Then he was almost to sleep or almost to take rest. A large drop of water came on him or fell on him. Water fell on him. What a curious thing. He was very surprised. What a curious thing. What a strange thing. Curious means strange. What a curious thing. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. This is summer. Then there is not a single cloud in the sky. Then where does this water drop come from? There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright. The sky is very clear. The stars are quite clear and bright. And it is raining. And then it is raining. Where does this drop come from? He was surprised. Who was surprised? Then the swallow was surprised when a drop of water fell on him. He was very surprised and looking at the sky. No, where did it come from? There is not a single cloud in the sky. There is not a single sign of rain in the sky. He was surprised. The stars are quite clear. The sky is very clear. We can see the stars. They are very quite clear and bright. And it is raining. Then another drop fell. When he was thinking about thinking like that, when he was thinking about that water drop that coming from the sky or that fell on him, another drop fell on him, and a second drop fell on him. Then another drop fell. I must look for another place. Oh, something bad here. I feel something bad here. I must look for another place. I feel fishy here. I must look for another place, he said, and was about to fly. He was almost to fly away from there. What happened? But before he had opened his wing, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. What happened? Then he was almost to fly away from there. He was almost to something bad here. I want to go away from here. He thought. Who thought? The swallow thought. So he was almost to fly away from there. Another third drop of water fell on him. Then third drop fell and he looked up. When the third drop of water fell on him, he looked up. What did he see? We are going to see that. Ah, he said, ah. The tears. Next is the tears. Tears means, you know tears? Yeah, drop of water coming from eyes when we are sad. Okay. The tears. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with the tears. We already know that the happy prince was the most happy man. As the happy man, we could see. But there is something sad in him. What is that? We are going to know. The tears. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with the tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. Who are you? He asked. I am the happy prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the swallow. When I was alive, I did not know what tears were. I lived in the palace. Sorrow was not allowed to enter there. Everything about me was so beautiful. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed. I was, if pleasure be happiness. Then the eyes of the happy prince were filled with the tears. This drops of water was coming from the eyes of the happy prince. It was filled with the tears. This eyes of the happy prince was filled with the tears. And tears were running down his golden cheeks. His body was gilded with the golden thin leaves of gold. Then on his golden cheek, tears were running out of his golden cheek, down his golden cheek. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight. In the moonlight, his face was shining. It was so beautiful in that moonlight, and that the little swallow was filled with pity. His face was so beautiful in that moonlight. But this little swallow felt pity, mercy. Pity means mercy towards or kindness towards. Mercy or pity. Pity means kindness towards this happy prince. Okay. Why did he feel kindness or pity towards this happy prince? Because his eyes were filled with tears, and tears were coming down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight. In that moonlight, his golden face was shining. Okay, that the little swallow was filled with pity. Who are you? Then he asked, who are you? I am the happy prince. Then the happy prince replied, I am the happy prince. Why are you weeping then? If you are happy prince, why are you weeping? Why are you crying? Weeping means crying. Why are you crying? Asked the swallow. Then he explained. When the happy prince explained why was he sad. Why was he sad? When I was alive, when I was living, alive means when I was living, I did not know what tears were. Means I didn't know what sadness was. When he was alive, when he was living, he didn't know what was sadness. He didn't know anything about sadness. Okay. When I was alive, I didn't know what tears were. I lived in the palace. I lived in the palace. Sorrow was not allowed to enter there. There was no place to sorrow. There was no place. There was no place to sorrow. Sorrow was not allowed to enter there. We were very happy in that palace. We were very happy in that palace. There were no sorrow or sadness in that palace. Everything about me was so beautiful. Everything, the world around me was so beautiful because sorrow was not allowed to enter into the palace. So everything, I think, all are happy as me, he said. Everything about me was so beautiful. My courtiers, my courtiers, the courtiers means people in the palace, called me the happy prince. I am so happy. So the courtiers called me the happy prince. And happy indeed, I was indeed sure. Indeed means sure I was happy. Indeed means sure I was happy. Indeed means sure. I was happy indeed. Sure I was happy. It was certain. It was sure that I was happy. Sorrow was not allowed to enter there. So I was happy. Everything around me was so happy. All the things around me was so happy. So I think all were happy. Then, so I lived and yes, I was, if pleasure be happiness. If pleasure be happiness, it was so happy for me. So I lived very happily, and so so after some years I died, and now that I am dead, they have set me up here high. Then they made a statue and set me here high on this column, and they set me up here on this column. I can see all the ugliness from this spot, from the middle of the town, from the middle of the city. From the high top of this column, from this high top of from this column, I could see everywhere. When I was living, I was in the palace, but I couldn't see outside this place. How was the living? How was the people living outside? But now I am in the top column, on the high above the top column, and I could see everywhere. Set me up here high, I can see all the ugliness. Ugliness means bad things, and the misery of my city. So misery means sorrow of my city. I can see now all the bad things and misery. Misery means sorrow of my city, or sufferings of my city. Sufferings of my, all the ugliness, all the bad things and sufferings of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, my heart is made of lead. I am a statue now, so my heart is made of lead. I cannot but weep. Lead is a metal, okay. Then it is made of metal. I cannot but weep. My heart is made of metal. It is made of lead. I can only weep. I cannot do anything. Because I am a statue now, I cannot do anything, I can only weep. Who said? The statue, happy prince said. When I was living, I was very happy, but then I lived very happily. After my death, the people made a statue of me and put me up high in this tall column. Now I could see all the sadness and sufferings of all people. So I am very sad by seeing all the miseries and sufferings of these people. Okay. Then the request. Next part is the request. The request. Far away. Then Happy Prince is continuing. Far away, in a far away place, in a distant place, continued the statue in a low musical tone. Then the statue is continuing, Happy Prince is continuing his story. Far away in a distant place, continued the statue in a low musical voice. Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. Can you see? far away in a distant place, in a distant place, in a little street, there is a little street far away, in a distant place, there is a little street. There is a poor house. Can you see a poor house in a distant place? Yeah, that is a poor house. A little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open. In that house, one of the windows of that house is open. One of the windows of that house is open, and through that window, I can see a woman seated at a table. Who is seated at a table in that house? Who is seated at a table in that house? Yeah, a woman far away in a little house. Happy Prince saying to the swallow, far away in a little house, in a little street, there is a poor house, and one of the windows of that house is open. One of the windows of that house is open, and a woman is sitting on a chair. A woman is sitting on a chair. I can see a woman seated at a seated at a table. She is so tired. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. In the corner of the room, in a bed, her little boy is lying ill. Ill means sickness. Her little boy is sick, and he is lying in a corner of the room. There is a bed in the corner of the room. There is a bed, and her little boy was lying there ill. Lying there because of sickness, he was lying there. He has fever. What was his sickness? What was this little boy's sickness? He has fever and is asking for oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. What is the sad thing happened here? Yeah, it's a poor house, they are very poor, and this woman who was very tired because they have nothing to eat, and there is a little boy who is lying ill because of fever. He was lying in a corner of the room in a bed. He was lying ill because of fever. What was his sickness? Fever. He has fever, and he was lying in a bed in that room. Okay. Then he has fever and is asking for oranges. In that fever, he is asking for oranges. His mother has nothing to give him, but they are very poor. So his mother has no money to buy oranges. So what is she doing? His mother has nothing to give him but river water. What is she giving in the place of? Instead of oranges, she was giving river water. How pity it was. How sad it was. Okay. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he is crying. This boy was crying for oranges. What was he crying? Why was he crying? He has fever and was crying for oranges. But his mother has no money to buy oranges. So she was giving, what was she giving? She was giving river water. Okay. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? Then he is requesting to the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? Can't you see a ruby on my sword hilt? Will you please bring that ruby to that mother? Then they would get a lot of money from that ruby and can buy oranges for that boy. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? I am waited for in Egypt. Then what was the reply of this swallow? I am waited for in Egypt. In Egypt, my friends are waiting for me. I am waited for in Egypt means in Egypt my friends were waiting for me. Said the swallow, my friends are flying up and down the Nile. They are enjoying in the Nile. They are flying up and down the Nile. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Again he is requesting to the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you not stay with me for one night and be my messenger? For one night. Please stay with me and be my messenger. Messenger means to pass the message or pass this ruby to that mother, poor mother, will you not, will you please stay one night with me and be my messenger? The boy is so thirsty, the boy is so thirsty and the mother is so sad, mother is so sad. So will you please be one night with me and be my messenger? I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. Last summer, when I was staying on the riverside, there were two rude boys who always threw stones at me. They never hit me. Of course, we swallows fly far away, far too well for that. Okay, children, I don't think I like boys. Then what was the reply of the swallow? I don't like boys. Why? There is a reason behind that. What is the reason? Answered the swallow. Last summer, boys, you note it? Last summer, when I was staying on the riverside, there were two rude boys. Rude boys means there were two rough boys or naughty boys who always threw stones at me. These boys who have the habit of throwing stones at these birds and animals. You boys are like that. These boys threw stones at this swallow. Rude boys who always threw stones at me. They never hit me. They never hit this swallow. Why? Because they were very fast in flying. Of course, because sure, they never hit me. Of course, we swallows fly far too well for that. Because we swallows can fly too far. We can fly too far and speedily. So these stones, they never hit on me. They never hit on me. So I don't like these boys who always threw stones at me. In the last summer, they always threw stones at me, but they never hit on me because we swallows are speed in flying. We are very fast in flying. So I escaped from their stone. So I don't like these boys. Swallow said. Then today I am going to wind up this class. All of you should read the lesson, the story 4 or 5 times and try to write the question answers, scaffolding questions here. Then you should write it. Okay. And in WhatsApp discussion we can discuss about this question answers. Okay. Thank you.